Welcome back to the channel, US Rare Coins News, Top 1, where America's oldest coins tell powerful stories of history, wealth, and hidden fortune. Today's journey takes us back to the very foundation of the United States, to an era when the nation was young, its future uncertain, and its money was made of real gold. We're exploring the legendary United States of America gold $1 associated with the historic period from 1789 to 1797, a time that represents the birth of the U.S. government, the presidency of George Washington, and the earliest roots of American coinage. This time period holds extraordinary importance in American history. In 1789, the United States officially began operating under its new Constitution, and George Washington became the nation's first president. By 1792, the Coinage Act laid the foundation for the U.S. Mint, establishing gold, silver, and copper as the backbone of American money. Although early gold coinage was extremely limited and carefully controlled, coins connected to this era represent the very first steps America took toward financial independence. Gold coins from the late 18th century were not everyday money for common citizens. They were symbols of trust, power, and stability in a world where paper currency was unreliable. Gold represented real value, backed by weight and purity, and only the strongest economies could sustain it. Any gold dollar associated with the early United States carries that legacy of strength and survival. Coins tied to the years 1789 through 1797 are especially significant because they reflect the leadership of America's first president and the formation of national identity. This was a time when America was defining itself on the world stage, politically, economically, and culturally. Gold coins from this period were influenced by European traditions but designed to express American ideals of liberty and independence. Early American gold coins were struck by hand, using primitive equipment compared to modern standards. This means no two coins were exactly alike. Slight differences in strike, alignment, and surface texture are common, making each surviving example unique. Collectors prize these imperfections because they prove authenticity and connect the coin directly to its era. The design elements of early U.S. gold coins were deeply symbolic. Liberty often appeared as a classical figure inspired by ancient ideals, representing freedom and self-governance. Eagles symbolized strength, vigilance, and national pride. Every line, curve, and detail was intentional, meant to communicate America's values to both citizens and foreign nations. What truly elevates the value of any gold coin from this era is survival. Very few gold coins from the late 18th century still exist today. Many were melted down during economic crises, wars, or recoinage efforts. Others were lost, damaged, or exported overseas. The small number that survived in collectible condition are now among the most desirable artifacts in American numismatics. Condition plays a massive role in determining worth. A gold coin from this era with clear details, readable inscriptions, and minimal damage is considered a treasure. Even coins with wear are highly valuable because of their age and rarity. A well-preserved example can be the centerpiece of a world-class collection. Collectors, historians, and investors all compete for early American gold. These coins are not just collectibles, they are financial assets and historical documents. Owning one means holding a piece of America's earliest economic system, forged during the nation's most fragile years. Another reason these coins command such attention is their connection to George Washington's presidency. Coins associated with this period were used while the first president governed, while treaties were signed, and while the nation took its first steps toward becoming a global power. That historical proximity adds enormous emotional and monetary value. Over time, early American gold coins have become increasingly scarce. Many are locked away in museums or private collections and may never return to the public market. When one does appear, it creates excitement across the entire numismatic world. Major collectors prepare years in advance for such opportunities. Authentication and grading are crucial for coins of this magnitude. Experts analyze weight, metal composition, strike characteristics, and surface preservation. A verified early American gold coin is considered one of the safest long-term holdings in the collectibles market. Now comes the moment that truly captures attention. Coins connected to the early United States, especially gold issues tied to the foundational years of 1789 to 1797, have achieved legendary status in the auction world. At auction, rare early American gold dollar coins from this historic era have sold for prices exceeding several $1 million, with top examples reaching over $10 million, yes. A single gold coin connected to the earliest years of the United States has achieved auction prices above $10,000,000. That is the power of history. Rarity and gold combined into one extraordinary coin. So if you ever encounter an old gold coin connected to America's earliest days, understand this: you may be looking at one of the most valuable treasures in the world. Top 2. Today, we are traveling back more than 2 centuries into the early years of the United States to explore one of the most fascinating and mysterious subjects in American numismatics, the United States of America gold $1 associated with the historic era of 1801 to 1809. This was a time when the nation was still finding its identity, gold was real money, and every coin told a story of a young country learning how to stand on its own. The years from 1801 to 1809 were incredibly important in American history. This was the era of President Thomas Jefferson, a time marked by expansion, diplomacy, and the strengthening of national independence. America was no longer just surviving, it was growing. The Louisiana Purchase reshaped the nation's future, trade expanded, and confidence in the American economy slowly increased. Gold coins from this period represent trust, authority, and permanence in a world where financial systems were still fragile. Gold during this era was not everyday pocket change. Gold coins were powerful instruments of commerce, used primarily by banks, merchants, and international traders. Their value was rooted in real metal, real weight, and real scarcity. Any gold dollar-related coinage or early American gold piece tied to this period carries immense historical weight because it reflects how the young nation backed its economy with precious metal rather than promises. Coins from the early 1800s were produced using hand-operated presses and engraved dies, meaning each coin had its own character. Variations in strike strength, alignment, and surface texture are common, and these features are not flaws, they are fingerprints of history. Each coin is a direct product of early American craftsmanship, created long before modern technology standardized coin production. Design elements from this era were deeply symbolic. Liberty was often shown in classical form, inspired by ancient ideals of democracy and freedom. Eagles appeared as symbols of strength, vigilance, and national pride. These designs were intentional messages to the world, announcing that the United States was a serious and sovereign nation capable of issuing trusted gold coinage. Survival is one of the biggest reasons these early gold coins are so valuable today. Over the past 2 centuries, countless gold coins were melted during economic crises, recoined into newer issues, or lost to history. Wars, inflation, and changing monetary systems all contributed to their disappearance. The small number of surviving examples is what makes collectors pursue them so passionately. Condition plays a powerful role in value, but even heavily worn examples command strong prices. A gold coin from the early 1800s with readable details and solid structure is already considered a major historical artifact. Coins that retain sharp features, original surfaces, and minimal damage become elite collectibles, often owned by only the most advanced collectors. Another reason gold coins from the 1801 to 1809 era are so desirable is their direct connection to America's formative leadership. These coins circulated while Jefferson governed, while America doubled in size, and while the nation transitioned from a fragile experiment into a rising power. Holding one is like holding a piece of that transformation. Collectors, historians, and investors view early American gold as one of the safest and most prestigious areas of numismatics. These coins are not just collectibles, they are tangible links to the birth of American financial independence. Museums display them, elite collections protect them, and when one appears on the open market, it becomes a global event. Authentication and professional grading are critical for coins of this magnitude. Experts analyze metal composition, strike characteristics, wear patterns, and historical consistency. A verified early American gold coin tied to this era instantly becomes a cornerstone asset, often passed down through generations rather than resold. As the years go by, fewer and fewer of these coins remain available. Many are locked away in institutions or private collections and may never return to public sale. This shrinking supply continues to push demand higher, making each surviving example more valuable than the last. now comes the moment that truly defines why collectors dream about early American gold. Coins associated with the early 19th century, especially gold issues connected to the foundational years of the United States, have achieved extraordinary results when they appear at auction.at auction. Rare early American gold coins from the 1801 to 1809 era have sold for prices reaching several $1,000,000, with exceptional examples surpassing $8 million. Yes. A single early American gold coin connected to this historic period has achieved auction prices above $8,000,000. That is the power of history, rarity, and gold combined into one extraordinary treasure. Top 3. Today, we're stepping into one of the most fascinating periods of early U.S. coinage to explore a truly remarkable piece of history, the United States of America gold $1 associated with the era from 1837 to 1841. This period represents a powerful turning point in American money, design, and national confidence, and coins from these years carry a level of importance that few people fully realize. The late 1830s and early 1840s were transformative years for the United States. The nation was expanding westward, trade was growing, and America was asserting itself as a serious economic power. At the same time, the U.S. Mint underwent major changes. In 1837, a new coinage standard was introduced, refining the purity and weight of gold and silver coins. This reform marked the beginning of a more modern and consistent U.S. monetary system, and gold coins from this era represent that crucial evolution. Gold during this time was not symbolic money, it was real wealth. Gold coins were trusted across borders and used in high-value transactions by merchants, banks, and government institutions. A gold dollar or early U.S. gold coin from this era represented stability in a world where paper money was often unreliable. Holding gold meant holding confidence in the future of the nation. Coins associated with the 1837 to 1841 period are especially important because they reflect a shift in artistic style and technical precision. The U.S. Mint improved its engraving quality, resulting in sharper designs, better strikes, and more consistent coinage. These improvements helped American coins compete with respected European gold coins on the global stage. Design symbolism from this era is deeply meaningful. Liberty was often portrayed with a refined, classical appearance, symbolizing order, independence, and democratic ideals. The eagle, a constant presence on U.S. coinage, represented strength, unity, and vigilance. Every detail was carefully chosen to communicate America's values to the world. What makes gold coins from this period especially desirable today is survival. Over time, many early gold coins were melted down during financial crises, economic reforms, or periods of war. Others were lost, damaged, or shipped overseas and never returned. As a result, only a limited number of authentic examples from this era still exist, making each surviving coin extremely valuable. Condition plays a major role in worth, but even worn examples are highly prized. A gold coin from the late 1830s with visible details and original structure is already considered a historic artifact. Coins that retain sharp features, clean surfaces, and minimal damage are exceptionally rare and command premium attention from collectors. Another reason these coins are so valuable is their connection to a maturing America. Coins from 1837 to 1841 circulated during a time when the United States was stabilizing after financial uncertainty and refining its national identity. These coins were present during major political decisions, economic reforms, and territorial growth. Owning one is like owning a witness to history. Collectors around the world regard early American gold as one of the most prestigious areas of numismatics. These coins are not just collected, they are studied, preserved, and passed down through generations. Museums display them as symbols of national heritage, and elite collectors compete fiercely whenever one becomes available. Authentication and grading are critical for coins of this caliber. Experts examine metal composition, weight, strike characteristics, and surface preservation. A professionally verified gold coin from this era instantly becomes a cornerstone piece in any serious collection and a powerful long-term asset. As the years pass, the number of available examples continues to shrink. Many are locked away in private collections or institutions and may never be sold again. When one does appear on the open market, it becomes a major event, attracting attention from collectors, investors, and historians worldwide. These coins also carry emotional value. They represent ambition, resilience, and the determination of a young nation finding its place in the world. That emotional connection adds another layer of appeal beyond metal and rarity. Now comes the moment that truly captures the imagination. Gold coins connected to the important reform era of 1837 to 1841 are among the most sought-after pieces in American numismatics. When exceptional examples surface, they often produce breathtaking results at a auction. Rare early American gold coins from the 1837 to 1841 period have achieved prices reaching several $1 million, with outstanding specimens selling for over $6 million. Yes, a single gold coin connected to this historic era has reached auction prices above $6,000,000. That is the incredible power of history, rarity, and gold united in one extraordinary piece. So if you ever encounter an old gold coin tied to America's early years, take a moment to truly understand its significance. You could be holding a priceless treasure. If you enjoyed this deep journey into early American gold and want to discover more coins worth life-changing money, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. America's hidden treasures are still out there, waiting to be found.